The problem which we're trying to solve is basically we thought the total healthcare industry and the kinds of files it's going to generate every now and then, the prescriptions, the records, and all the documents which just lie around the industry are not properly digitalized and not properly maintained by any of the users, be the doctors, hospitals, or the patient himself. I mean, for a person who's suffering from a constant big disease, maybe a diabetic person, maybe something person, he will go through labs and checkups every now and then. So that person doesn't have a proper file management system or document management system, which is digitally available for him and or her. So we thought that's a problem to solve, and we just dig deep into that, and we came up with an business model which will solve the problem of electronic health record in India. They're trying to have a good files or this some kind of file management system which is completely hardware and which is completely physical in nature, and there are still chances that they'll lose those things because there is not a proper organization system in that as well. And there are very conscious people who just are very conscious towards the health, and they only do that. Rest of them, including myself, I just throw the certificate throw the report some or the other place when it's not required in a long-term basis. So that's one. The second thing would be people, if a person goes to a single or specific hospital, which is a very big hospital like Apollo or Care or something, which are very big, if they're regular patient to only that particular hospital, the hospital itself maintain a digital record of this patient. But that doesn't work if he goes to a different hospital altogether, because Apollo will not share his documents or his or her documents to that. So he just need to print them out manually, and then again try to the system again goes physical from here. So that's a way. And the third thing is, few people manage it by taking pictures and uploading it in a safe place, maybe a Google Drive or maybe some places where they can access it from anywhere. But yeah, that's how few people do it. We have came up with an up solution which is designed more towards a patient and not towards an hospital or its database. So hospital will have its own version of the software, and the patient will have its own version of the software. And whenever a patient goes to an hospital, when the file is being generated, it will be in the two files. It will two parties can access the file, and patients goes to a different hospital. It's like we are trying to we actually are trying to come up with a concept like UPI, which is wherein it's just a portal wherein your money from whatever the bank it is, you can just access to that, claim it, and just send it to anywhere, any person, anytime. So we are trying to bring a commonness in all the hospitals and all the patients around. So it's more of a patient-oriented application, wherein he can just upload he or she can upload whatever documents which are medically related in that particular place, and then he can go to any hospital, and that hospital will have its own version of the application, wherein just adding there, the patient would get that. We had an MVP. We did to try it out just so that is it technically working or not. It did technically work, but to implement in hospitals and all those things, we need a lot of regulations and all the things which is need to be maintained. And we did approach Care Hospital, which is one of the good in Hyderabad and Telangana, and they were pretty much okay with our solution. They said, get it certified by some of uh, the health board or the board, then we will be like we will deploy our software team to you, and so that you can work on. So that conversation did happen, but later on we faced some problems with the revenue model and all those. We didn't think that it is going to work in that way, so we thought to pivot it a lot. And that's the time when other person who approached us, who saw our idea, and he could give us a better solution on what can be done to this kind of application. rather going it in hospital centric way, he gave us an approach to go to a general audience by adding different pillars to this. Like, you're doing anyways a document management system, why not do it for finance? Why not do it for education as well? No. I mean, we didn't roll in the way till having customers. But you know, when we did, and so we actually went to Care Hospital because the hospital chief superintendent, he is actually one of my neighbors. So he just really loved the idea and he liked the concept. And the same time, Care were actually trying to develop their internal documentation system. So they thought, let us give this kids a try. And he made us to go to come in hospital. And we did talk to a lot of people, nearly, I think, around 20 to 30 people we talked there. We got we got mostly positive feedback from them that they really wanted to use our application. And they were like, when is this going to roll out in the market? But I surely think it's the person who's an entrepreneur should be in love with the problem and not the idea, because ideas can literally be a $1 billion one or a very bad one as well in the same time. I think understanding the problem more and more better and going deep into that can give a better solution. Second thing would be the team. Obviously, they themselves should have the motivation to work with you to run it to an extent, because when you grow very big than a startup, people come and join you as a team for the money or for the recognition they might get. But at least in the early stage, the team should be a team which really wants to solve this problem with you. It's because maybe they are facing it, or it's because they really want to solve it. So the team is going to be a very difficult task for someone to get it, and that only happens through networking. I think the third thing would be is there will be a lot of insecurities in the way, that will this work or will this not work? Am I giving it my best shot? Is this a skill which I wanted to do it? Should I freelance it? Or there will be a lot of questions in the way. There will be a lot of insecurities in the way what we want to do. Do some very good decision making analysis, like maybe SWOT analysis, or to just peace your mind and try to solve that problem more of a logical and practical manner, rather than questioning yourself emotionally or questioning yourself on what other people say. So that will probably give you some direction or answers on what the rest of the steps can be done to achieve the journey. Yeah, I think these are the three important things.